What began as a routine trip to the store for a 16-year-old boy would ultimately become a life-altering event. Despite extensive searches, tips, and the passing of nearly 4 decades, the truth behind his mysterious disappearance remains unknown. But what led up to this, you may ask? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome to our channel. This is Criminal Activities. Kevin Hicks, 16 years old at the time, resided in Croydon, a town in South London, with his mother Terry, father Derek, and sister Alex. His mother worked as a receptionist and also managed payroll and administrative tasks. His father was employed in computer management and co-owned a business in partnership with his best friend. Kevin and Alex shared a typical sibling relationship, with occasional bouts of rivalry arising from time to time, while still maintaining a close sibling bond. They had been just 1 year and 1 day apart in age. This strong connection was further reinforced by their shared involvement in the same social circle and their attendance at the now-closed John Ruskin High School. Kevin was an ordinary teenager in the 1980s, often described as cheerful and well-adjusted. He faced no significant challenges at school or in his personal life and was known for his ability to get along with everyone. At school, Kevin was known for his strong dedication to his studies. Following his parents' guidelines, he would return home, change clothes, complete his homework, and then go out for a while before returning for dinner. Kevin also had a variety of hobbies, one of which was radio-controlled car racing, a pastime he shared with his father, fostering a strong bond between them. Additionally, he developed a passion for cooking, a newfound interest he discovered during his home economics class. But this sadly ended up somewhat playing a role in his disappearance. On the evening of Sunday, March 2, 1986, the Hicks family gathered for what would unknowingly become their final meal all together. Following dinner, Kevin and Alex engaged in their usual sibling dispute over who would wash the dishes and who would dry them. Ultimately, their mother resolved the matter, assigning Alex the task of washing and Kevin the task of drying. While they carried out their chores, their father received a work-related call. An alarm had been triggered, requiring him to attend to it. He left for work at 7:45 to 8 p.m. to address the situation. Afterwards, Kevin and Alex began preparing their school bags for the following Monday. It was then that Kevin suddenly remembered he had a cooking exam the next day and needed to bring in eggs, as students were required to provide their own ingredients for the class. Their mother told him to help himself to anything in the fridge, but Kevin soon realized they didn't have enough eggs to meet his needs. The Hicks family lived near Sparing's community shop, which was visible from Kevin's window, making it convenient for him to run errands. At around 8:40 p.m. that evening, Kevin left to purchase the eggs. While he typically used his bike for such trips, his bike was stored in the shed, and retrieving it would have been a bit of a hassle. Therefore, he opted to walk to the store instead. He also left his keys at home, as his mother and sister were both there. Terry later reported that her son had been in good spirits that evening, and there was nothing in his demeanor or behavior that raised any concerns at the time. Unfortunately, this would be the last time she would see her son. Dressed in a red, white, and black Lacoste bomber jacket, dark blue jeans, and trainers, Kevin left his home in the evening darkness and began walking to the nearby store. The trip to the store, which should have taken no more than 15 minutes, ended up taking much longer than anticipated. Terry began to feel anxious, as Kevin and Alex were always careful to contact their parents if they were going to be out later than expected. When Derek returned home from work at approximately 10:30 p.m., Kevin had still not returned. Concerned for their son's safety, both parents became increasingly anxious. Terry instructed the household not to lock the front door in case Kevin came home. Derek went out to search for him, while Terry called around to Kevin's friends' homes and contacted local hospitals to inquire if he had been admitted. But no one by the name of Kevin Hicks was found at any of the locations she reached out to. On Derek's way back, he stopped at the police station to report Kevin's disappearance. But, much to their frustration, they were told that since Kevin was 16, he was considered an adult. and they would need to wait 24 hours before filing a report. The following morning, Alex hurried to Kevin's room, only to find his bed empty and untouched. Meanwhile, Terry sat at the windowsill, gazing out, anxiously waiting for Kevin to return home. Kevin and his dog, Blue, shared a special bond as well. Wherever Kevin went, Blue was sure to follow. However, when Kevin went missing, Blue remained by the front door, waiting for him to return, just as he would when Kevin came home from school, the park, or any other outing. Terry, Derek, and Alex then sat down for breakfast, though the atmosphere was understandably tense. Alex then left for school, and shortly after, the police arrived, questioning both Alex and others at the school. The authorities took Alex to the police station, suggesting that she knew Kevin's whereabouts, and Alex stated she had no idea where her brother was. Kevin's friends were also questioned as part of the investigation. Within the following days, a search was organized to find Kevin, with his friends and teachers from the school participating in the effort. They scoured the area in hopes of uncovering any clues that could aid in the search. During their search, they came across several black sacks, which prompted a pause in the investigation. However, it was soon determined that the sacks were filled with nothing more than leaves. The police then visited the store Kevin was heading to, and they requested the CCTV footage. However, the manager informed them that there was no VHS tape available for that period. While the store had the video system and the TV, they did not have any tapes from that time. Additionally, the staff could not recall Kevin visiting the store. Without confirmation that Kevin had even reached the shop, and uncertain of the time he may have arrived, if he ever did, the police were left to rely on speculation to guide the direction of their search. A potential sighting was reported when a young man in Thornton Heath, who worked at a local hairdresser's, was said to resemble Kevin closely. The police took him to his home, where his parents were asked to provide his birth certificate and passport to confirm his identity, and it was determined that he was not Kevin. As days turned into weeks, the police's efforts seemed to wane, with many assuming Kevin could not be found. However, his parents remained determined, doing everything they could to keep the case in the public eye. With backgrounds in media, they actively sought to generate attention, but despite their efforts, no new leads emerged. Yet, on October 25, 1996, an anonymous caller contacted the Croydon Advertiser, claiming to know the location of Kevin's body. However, this tip was never verified. The years that followed were incredibly difficult for Kevin's family, filled with constant worry and anguish over the uncertainty of what had happened to Kevin. Tragically, both parents passed away without ever learning the truth. Terry died from a brain tumor in 1994, and Derek passed away in 2003. Alex then assumed responsibility for continuing the investigation, determined to keep the search alive. With the rise of social media, she began sharing information about the case online, hoping to reach a wider audience and garner new leads. Alex continues to hold out hope that Kevin may still be alive, though the detectives who worked on the case have expressed the belief that Kevin was likely murdered. While Kevin's body has never been found, there is also no conclusive evidence to suggest he is still alive either. If you have seen Kevin Hicks or have any information regarding his whereabouts, the following is a recent photo of him if he were alive today. He is a Caucasian male with brown hair, brown eyes, and a slim build. Kevin would be 55 years old, having been missing for 39 years. But I want to know your opinion on this case. We'd love to hear from you in the comments section. This is Criminal Activities signing off. Stay safe out there.